Hey everyone, this is Signal, and I'm your host, Trovarsi. Every month, we bring a live artist into the spotlight. We listen to their performance, we dig into their setup, talk about their musical journey, all that fun stuff. And this month, my special guest is Craig Heneveld. Craig is a Denver based electronic music producer whose hypnotic, hardware driven techno bridges introspection and movement. Rooted in Florida's late 90s breakbeat and jungle scenes, his sound evolved from drumming in punk bands to exploring modular synthesis as a deeply physical and improvisational process. So, through his label, Deciduous Circuits, Craig continues to fuse a raw club energy with experimental textures, translating emotion into voltage driven soundscapes. So, I cannot wait to ask him more about this label. But let's bring him in. Hey, Craig.
Hello. Hi.
Hey, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having.
Yeah, your music, I love it. And every time I hear it, you have this like I hate to say like consistency, but really like consistent. Like every time I listen to like a track or something or like your live set, it has like I know what to expect, like this like driven, like hypnotic flow. So before we get into your performance, is there anything that you want to say about it?
Not so much. I will say I got to give a shout out to Eric SURCO. I took
Cool. I
his
love Circo.
performance. Yeah, I took his performance course last year. So in the last few months, I've been getting more gigs and stuff, and so this performance is kind of where I'm at right now with things, kind of creating a sort of guardrails to sort of improvise in, and I'm sure we'll get more into that later. But yeah, I learned a lot of this sort of from Circo, or just mindset around it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
All right. So, all right, let's get into it. All right. So it sounds so weird to say, but I'm going to fucking say it anyway. All right. Like, it was fantastic. It was, I love the fact that you were sipping your coffee or tea or whatever while you're just like bringing it, like bringing hypnotic grooves. Like, and it just looks so like effortless, like, yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
Tell us a little bit about your setup. I mean, what you have going on, especially for those that are just listening. Just give a broad scope of what we are looking at for those who can see.
Yeah. So I have a mega studio rack here from Erica Synths, and basically I got a whole a whole line of drum modules. I got a mixer. I got sort of a dedicated bass voice.
Okay.
Or sort of sub bass, kind of working with the kick. And then a couple effects sends. So I got like the ghost and the.
I saw meta or something in there. Is that?
I do have meta.
Or?
Yeah, it's kind of end of chain. It's kind of used for the sort of just high pass filter mostly is what I'm using it for. And I had 3 sort of lead voices and 2 sort of atmosphere voices. One was like a noise voice with the noise plethora. And the whole thing kicks off with this Laquelic sort of highly process affected sort of voice.
That was the Laquelic?
Yeah. Laquelic into a filter, into a couple effects units. The last one there, the mimeophone.
Nice.
And then I have the Oxi One sequencer to sequence it all. And
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, so the couple of gigs I had a couple months ago, I usually didn't have drums inside of the rack, and I'd use a Digitac for all just like the cymbals and stuff like that. But I wanted to bring it all in the rack, so I kind of set it all up like that to just have all the drums and everything right there as modules. So
I saw you had an analog heat.
Yes.
In the boom? Is that?
Yes.
Are you using both, or what are you?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I just got the boom, and I'm kind of still working that out. I've been using analog heat for a while, so just kind of light touch with both, kind of sub mono bass with the heat, and just some saturation in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounded great. Like, so going back to your drums in the case versus using the Digitac, do you feel like that was the right move? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, pros and cons, I guess.
Good question. I don't know. I like them both for different reasons. I don't, I suppose obviously the Digitac, there's a lot more versatility there. And I was also using with the Digitac, I had the little Fader Fox, this little one here, this guy.
Oh, okay. With the 8 faders on it. Yeah.
And I would use the encoders as like the decay parameter, and then just volume here, and kept it pretty simple. So that was a big part of why the Digitac worked in that setup. I don't know. It's more of an exploration. I don't know if I have pros and cons yet. I think, I got to revisit the Digitac and kind of see how it feels. A lot of this is like, muscle memory stuff. Right. So it took a bit to get used to this rig, and I'm sure when I go back to the other one, it will as well. But, with like techno, like, the drums and hi-hats, they're, it's not changing a whole lot. It's just bringing stuff in and out. So it's more of just having the, muting capabilities, decay capabilities, and that's mostly it. So if I have access to those without thinking too much, then I'm happy. So though I would say, now that I'm thinking of it, because I have a couple of the WMD modules in there as well. So tweaking, I got a crack in, and what's the other one? Oh, and the fracture. So those are really fun to tweak in the moment, right? So with the Digitact, I didn't do that. You didn't really do that as much. So I think with some of those modules, you kind of get more
like hands-on type of
sound design kind of stuff. Though with the Digitact too, I highly use like the LFOs and stuff to kind of do the same sort of thing, mostly with the decay and velocity and stuff. But obviously with those two WMD drum modules, you can get tons of different stuff going on there with pretty easily. So that's what I would say was the biggest sort of difference at this point
between the two. So what are you using? How are you getting your sub bass?
Right.
Yeah.
The sub bass and kick, the techno, what I spend the most, the meat, and I don't know if wasting time, but sitting there just trying to get that right. So I actually have an Ultra Perk.
Okay.
Going into a filter, just like right now I'm just using the WMD, or for that set I used a carbon, and then that goes into a compressor, the WMD compressor, and that's it. But I really like the Ultra Perk because you have the pitch envelopes that goes both ways. So I'm still kind of working it out. It can be a little fussy, and in this particular set, I sometimes I have it the low pass filter much lower, so you're only getting the subs. In this set, I kind of had it a little bit more open, and so that's the bass. That's the sub bass setup at this point.
Yeah, nice, steady. It's that Steady State Fate, right? They make good modules. I have that one as well and the metal one. I really like.
Yeah. And it's cool. I mean, this is one of the things I love about techno is like I don't have to try to think about being in key or too much, especially with those lower end stuff. If the decay isn't too long and it's not interfering with what's going on in the upper register, like I don't know, it's just fun. Like I don't have to worry about that too much. I just kind of get it where it's set, it feels right.
Right.
And that's I really enjoy that bit of it. But sometimes it gets unwieldy, and I'm like, I don't know what is going on here, and but still learning that thing. I really like it, and yeah, so
nice. All right, so that's a good segue to when you said not worrying about pitch and stuff. So so you're using the Oxi sequencer. Are you writing like on the fly, or is it a little of both, like, or
it's a little of both
happening?
And so I'll be honest with you, this is the second recording I did for you. The first one I did was way too distorted. I had that thing, and I listened back, like, I got to do this over again. And what
was it, the boom, or was it the?
It was the boom.
Yeah. I feel like I've tried the boom before, and I mean, I got some really cool results, but I did find it to be a little touchy. And if you weren't paying attention, or if you're playing and you're excited, you're like, and then all of a sudden it was just like.
Totally. Yeah. For this set, I mean, it's just a tiny bit of the drive going and a tiny bit of the compression going on.
Gotcha.
So sorry, what was the question?
Oh, about the Oxi. Like, are you writing sequences? Right. Or are you more just doing things on the fly, or a combo of both?
It's a combo of both. Yeah. So why I mentioned the first set. So this is an interesting thing. The first set, I had a lot more saved sequences that I was launching. I found that I didn't really like that as much because I had, like a notion of what was coming. And then I felt like I wasn't able to sort of tweak things to get them in balance with everything as well. Which kind of makes sense if you think about it. So this particular set, I think I had 1 or 2 saved sequences, but the rest were on the fly. So when I am doing the sort of more improvised on the fly things, like I feel like I can be tweaking the sound design stuff at the same time rather than just launching into something and then it's not really working with the parameters I have set on the voice.
Right.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. SURCO, for example, he doesn't ever save anything. So, that's a big influence to me. But at the same time, like I'll save some stuff that sounds super cool and be like, I'm going to bring this in for for this voice the first time I bring it in because it's fucking rad.
Right.
So, I'm still kind of working through that or what I like more and whatnot. I think I just like to be open to kind of whatever is going on. If I've saved a bunch of stuff that tends to work, although I do like the freedom, back to like why I like techno. It's just like, just go, don't think too much. Don't try to prep it too much and just like see what happens.
Overthink making a bunch of patterns and stuff.
Yeah. And that's kind of how the first one was. And, I listened back to that. I'm like, yeah, it has its moments, but I feel like if you really dial in the more improvised one and have the sound design bit on point, like I think it's better.
Yeah. Well, it sounded great. Like I said, like it had a nice flow. It didn't seem like you were really noodling, you know what I mean? Like it had some, it was a journey, which is, that's all what we're all trying to do. Right. Like,
yeah. And I think that's the thing with what I meant by the guardrails in the beginning. It's like, you really got to know these voices and have know where the sweet spots are and not be trying to find it in the middle of the set. Although that happens sometimes too. And sometimes, magic can happen out of that. But I think the more you're sort of really intimate with each of the voices, each of the knobs, and you can just find, what makes sense. I mean, a lot of times it's just turning the filter cut off till you can't hear the top end and it's in the groove kind of stuff. But
right. Just kind of tucking it in.
Yep.
So, okay. So let's get more into your background. So Florida punk bands. Give us just like a quick, like a overview.
Sure. Yeah. So grew up in Tampa, started playing drums, pretty 6th grade, 7th grade, got into bands back then, started playing punk rock all the way through high school into college, played every week, bar band stuff. And in 2004, I bought my first turntables and I was obsessed with Florida breaks, funky breaks, new school breaks, all that sort of stuff. So I was using the money I was making playing drums to start buying records. And so that went on for a while. And sort of like 2008 to 2013, I was gigging the DJ thing quite a lot.
Okay.
So mostly kind of in the house realm, but I mean, I love drum and bass and jungle but house was kind of my mainstay. And that's when I started releasing music as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if I should say, go back and listen to my first releases back then, because I tend to not like to, but anyways, yeah. So did the house thing for a while. And then 2013, I moved to Colorado, to Boulder, and I got into other things. So I started a yoga business, got really into yoga, got into classical Indian music. I played tabla for a while. And so I was completely out of the dance music scene, electronic music scene. And then in 2021, I watched a darn Mylar Melodies synth video.
And you got sucked in.
Techno, that was it. Mini techno rack. I'm like, that's rad. I'll just get a little one. And then
A few years later.
yeah, so actually during those early years, I didn't really understand techno. I didn't get techno. I have a couple of friends in town that kind of stayed in this scene, and so I just started investigating techno, and I'm like, man, I really like this, and I really like the hardware bit of it, and I just got obsessed and decided to get back into it. I left the yoga business, so I had time to make music, and so for the last few years, I've been releasing tunes, and then now like really focused on the live thing. And
nice.
So here we are.
Yeah, no, I like the fact that you were trying different genres of music, and sometimes it's that break and also getting into other, like the tabla and all that sort of stuff. You bring all of that to whatever music you're working on currently. It just only I believe it only enhances what you're currently in.
Yeah, for sure.
So I saw that you had in January, and correct me if I'm wrong, January, you started your own label, and that was the Deciduous Circuits.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes. Deciduous Circuits.
Deciduous. I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's a hard word.
Deciduous.
Yeah, back from what was going on in 2012 in the world of music versus now, much different landscape, socials, streaming, the whole bit. And, I decided I'm just going to start self-releasing my stuff. So I started that label. I'm the only artist on it currently. And the idea there was just to present my music and, open it up to, I like ambient music. I like all these different types of electronic music, especially ones more available with hardware and stuff like that. So yeah, so I just set that up just to kind of release my own music for the most part.
Are you ever planning on adding any artists? Is that something you thought about in the future, or are you mainly just focusing on?
Yeah, if that presented itself and it made sense, for sure.
Okay.
I'm outside of music, I'm full-time software engineer.
Okay.
So time's limited, and I'm enjoying just jamming and doing my own thing. So if I did have the moment where I had more time to kind of build that thing out, I definitely would.
Okay. So I see, I kind of want to go back to the rec. I mean, as you've been playing, you have these releases. I mean, your music's fantastic. Have you thought about, especially having the history of being a DJ, have you thought about playing out outside of Denver? And how would that, have you thought about it? And if not, if you have, what does that look like? Would you bring that case or
no?
Yeah.
So totally. I would love to play outside of my hometown. No, I have a little 7U IntelliGel case with the Digitac, so I have a small setup as well. But it'll be interesting, kind of. But for a while, I wasn't performing live on this thing. It was just my studio rack. So this is the first sort of sets that I had everything there. So it'll be interesting, kind of see how I can, stick it all in a smaller case. And then obviously the Digitac, that's why that's so amazing, because you can do so much with that. You got 16 tracks there.
Yeah, you can get rid of a whole row of modules right there. Yeah, for the road,
Yeah, absolutely. So for sure, with learning a lot from SURCO, being able to travel with your gear and not being stressed out with planes and all that is important. So that's definitely my outlook on it right now.
Okay.
I did actually I brought that case to Hawaii once to just jam on a vacation, and it went all well. So got a little bit of experience on the plane with it.
Nice. All right. So there could be some in the works live sets happening in
Hell yeah.
cities. All right. That's good to hear. Yeah. I definitely feel like you could get on some of these live shows in like, LA, New York, and what have
Yeah.
you, for sure. So when you mentioned your rack and like first using it mainly just for studio stuff, are you multi-tracking or are you just like 2-track recording and one
I'm
and done?
multi-tracking. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm multi-tracking, but to be honest, I'm lazy and I haven't really. It's a really interesting thing. So like, well, interesting. I don't know if is a good word for it, but anyways, like, I'm trying to find a new workflow with this whole thing. It's like performing live and going, and I guess getting stems from that and using it is one thing. But like right now, I have a kind of track I've been working on, and I'm like, there's a little bit of friction to figure out, like, I'm waiting to record it instead of just going and recording and then going back and editing it later. So I'm
Right.
still kind of working that out, but yeah, I got like a 24 track right off the modular. So it was
You're
6.
using board brains, right?
I
Is
got
that
board brain and one of the 3-track modules to come with it, and then the DB25 that all comes back into my my rig over here.
Okay.
So I got 6, 7, 8, like 11 or 12 stereo tracks that I can record at once. So yeah, I'm still noodling with that. I have a vision of. So this is interesting being a DJ. I'm so influenced by that world and having things being a certain way. The DJ
like
format.
the intro. Yeah, like the format of a track where.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I'm just, I have to let go of that, I think, a little bit to just record, just go. And I think I have so much of the timing of things kind of in me anyways, that it's probably fine. So anyways, I'm still trying to work out a new workflow that I'm not resistant to. So,
that's a challenge of like, that was a huge one for me. Like, how do I get from the live to in the box? And sometimes it's just that I would always feel like I lost the connection. You know what I mean? Like playing it live. So I have tracks where I've actually produced out, but I have a few releases as well that were just like 2-track recordings, made sure the mix was set, performed it 2 or 3 times and picked the best take that I liked. And that was it. And then, but
that's the thing, like overproducing, sitting in front of Ableton all day. Like I'm kind of over those days, and I'd like to get there. So yeah, I need to practice a bit. I mean, typically with my like release productions, it's just like like one take jams, but just one voice or one instrument, and then I'd go back through it and grab parts that made sense and then put it in the track. So not really using everything at once, or using like a perform it live, one track, and then edit it and kind of get it right. So we'll see.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it's over the years for me, it's a constant evolving, like now I have a whole different way that I approach it. And I've stuck with it for a year. I'm on the fence about making some changes, but so we'll see. But yeah, it's always constantly changing. So I want to ask, like, what are some of your influences? Because as you said, you threw out watching Mylar Melody's video, but when you're creating, and I know it's such a hard question. Like, I don't mean your whole lifetime, maybe just currently, right now. Who are some of your influences with your music today?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I love the Berlin sound, the Portuguese sound. I love Hayes Collective.
Okay.
All those guys off that label, Temudo is, gosh.
Yeah.
He was just in Denver and I had to miss the show. So I'm pretty bummed about that. Arthur Robert is another huge influence. But to be honest, I'm trying to listen to less techno.
Okay.
And I'm not DJing as much. So usually with all that music, I'm listening to it for DJing. So though I still touch in on it, you know, just to get some inspiration and get some ideas and just get my ears, you know, ready to make whatever.
Right.
And then outside of techno, I mean, I still love house and drum and bass. I love all the old jungle stuff, Goldie,
The
Bookham,
classics.
Yeah. Also, I just went to my first punk rock show, and the first time in like 10 years.
Wow.
In Denver. It was amazing. I was like curious, like people still do this, and people definitely still do that, mosh pitting around. And so I love like Strung Out and No Effects and Propaganda and all that sort of stuff. And actually all that stuff, I'm sort of coming back around realizing why I like more aggressive music. I mean, I came up on that. And, you know, so very much influenced by more distorted and, you know, saturated sounds these days as well. And
just
I think
those
that all
darker, heavier elements.
Yeah, just crazy, just like yeah. So that's kind of the gist these days. Oh, I will mention too. I mean, I love like soul funk and all that as well. And by the way, like I really got my DJ back when I was playing in Tampa. I was playing every weekend, and I had to learn to play to the crowd. So I wouldn't start with like banging house music. I'd play edits, you know, funk, soul, all that sort of stuff, 100 BPM stuff.
Right.
So that really got me back into all that world. And so, you know, mostly just around, you know, eating dinner and stuff, just having some chill stuff. And Skin Shape. I love Skin Shape. It's a UK guy that makes great sort of chill. No, it's just like he uses like old recording techniques and just very worldly soul kind of great music. Yeah. So
nice. All right. I like it. I mean, again, like I said before, you know, it's good to listen to other music outside of the genre you're making in general. Like it only just makes it better, you know, when you start bringing in those influences. And sometimes I've heard people say, I only listen to techno. I'm like, how boring. Like, you know, like, yeah, like I listen to all of it, classical, jazz, house, all the genres, you know?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I first kind of got the techno bug, that is all I fucking listened to for the first 2 years. But then it's like, yeah, okay, I'm getting it now. I understand it. And,
but you've listened to other music and you've been into other music.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Do you have any shows or any release coming up that you want to kind of give a shout out to?
I unfortunately don't. I just hope I can record some freaking music and make some releases. You know, I've been so focused on with just live performance practice and stuff and building the cases out. So now, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, making some music, release some music and getting some gigs.
Nice. All right. Well, I am definitely going to be watching you and listening to your stuff. And I don't know if you have any plans coming out for, you know, the New Year's just around the corner. So we're getting ready for NAMM and Buchla and Friends. So there's a lot of shows and things happening in that time. I don't know if you happen to be coming out for LA or not, but yeah, we'd love to.
I'd love to.
So, yeah, we'll have to chat. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. And I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Cheers.